Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, fans, friends, viewers of the True Heel Nation. This is your good brother J News with another rendition of J News Japan. I come to you, I'm going to tell you the date. Today is August 5th, 2020. It's been 10 days. 10 days since I've watched any New Japan Pro Wrestling. And, you know, I feel at a loss, right? Because I feel like I'm doing you guys a disservice. This is supposed to be me coming at you guys every weekend with the news, with the results. And I feel like I'm letting you guys down. So I'm going to say this off the out front. No excuses. We know what the COVID situation has put, what kind of stress the COVID situation, the pandemic situation has put on people all around the world. All I have to say is that 4 months went by and I wasn't working, and then all of a sudden, Monday, August, no, not Monday, August, it was freaking July 20, whatever, that Monday, come to turn around, I had to go back to both my jobs. So I dived in head first, and I've been working nonstop ever since. So my apologies to everybody watching, my apologies to everybody listening. But I'm going to bring you some brief news. No results here. I'm going to do another results-oriented show for the Summer Struggle shows. Hopefully it'll go up during the weekend. But I just want to do some news right now in regards to New Japan Pro Wrestling and what's been going on within the last 7 to 10 days so that everybody can be sort of caught up. So the first piece of news I want to go over are some injury and COVID-related things. The first main injury, the major injury that took place on the 29th of July. Hiroshi Takahashi is going to miss action with a shoulder injury. So basically what happened here, he got injured during a match. He's going to be out for about 3 or 4 weeks. The New Japan website, NJPW1972.com, states that he will be back for the show on August 29th to defend his IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship against Taiji Ishimori in Jingu Stadium for the Summer Struggle show. So that's the bit on Hiroshi Takahashi. Then the next bit is in regards to Juice Robinson. Juice Robinson, who hasn't been on New Japan Pro Wrestling TV shows or anything related since before the pandemic. Juice got injured sometime during the last 7 to 10 days. He injured his right leg. He was supposed to participate in the New Japan Cup in the USA tournament that is supposed to be coming up on New Japan Strong broadcasts that are going to be emanating from the New Japan LA Dojo. They were supposed to start on August 7th. Juice will not be a part of it. He is injured and he's not available to participate. Now, on to the COVID bit of news. Today, as a matter of fact, August 5th, New Japan Pro Wrestling put out a statement in regards to Hiroshi Tanahashi. And I'm going to read the statement verbatim so that you guys can understand as to what happened. On August 1st, the ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi, made a television appearance with another cast member who has since tested positive for COVID-19. I want you guys to be aware, they're not going to mention who tested positive because they don't want that sort of rumbling in the media or on the internet, because people can just be foolish and negative. The next statement states, adequate countermeasures were put into place during production of the program, and Tanahashi did not come into contact with the infected party. As a precaution, Tanahashi has since undertaken antigen, antibody, and PCR testing, with all test results returning negative. Tanahashi is in good health and will be able to compete on this week's Summer Struggle events in Kurikan Hall, which start on August 6th, which is tomorrow. So that's the bit about the COVID news and the injuries. I want to go over some of the other news that has come about within the last 7 to 10 days as well. So the first bit of it is this funny press conference that took place on July 28th. This was after, I believe it was night 2 of Summer Struggle. And Kazuchika Okada basically came up with what they stated to be, quote unquote, a controversial idea. He came up with this idea for the King of Pro Wrestling Championship. It's not an actual title belt that's going to be won, but this is the idea. The provisional King of Pro Wrestling 2020 is going to be decided across 2 nights, on August 26th in Kurikan Hall and on August 29th at Summer Struggle in Jingu Stadium. 8 wrestlers will wrestle for 4 singles matches on August 26th. Each wrestler will bring their own desired match rules to the first round. Okada suggested that there will be all kinds of rules. 2 out of 3 falls, ladder, steel cage matches, it could be anything. Here's the kicker. Fans will vote on which wrestlers' rules the singles match will be contested under. So this is an attempt by New Japan Pro Wrestling to get the fans involved and integrated into their programming. As we all know, the WWE always spews and pounds their chest about them having the most interactive TV show on social media on Mondays and Fridays and Wednesdays, right? So this is New Japan's attempt to get the fans involved with what's going on here with this King of Pro Wrestling Championship in 2020. This is where it kind of gets a little bit like, I don't know, but we'll see what happens, right? So the winners of those singles matches on August 26th will advance to a 4-way match, something that never happens on New Japan Pro Wrestling. And it'll take place on August 29th under regular 4-way rules. The winner of that match will be the provisional King of Pro Wrestling 2020 champion. The King of Pro Wrestling title can be defended until the end of the year, with stipulations to be voted on by the fans. So every time whoever holds the King of Pro Wrestling title wants to put up their championship, the fans will vote on whatever the stipulation is at whatever show that might be. The winner of the last King of Pro Wrestling 2020 title match of the year will be presented with the King of Pro Wrestling trophy, and the process will begin anew in 2021. Company speak, Okada stated this would provide action that is completely different from what we've expected from IWGP titles and from New Japan Pro Wrestling, but represented a completely fresh approach. Don't miss a second of King of Pro Wrestling 2020 in New Japan. So this is their attempt at something new and something different. So we'll see how this goes for New Japan. Hopefully it goes well. Hopefully it'll bring more eyes to the product, being that they're gonna be doing what guys in the industry call gimmick matches. So it's out of the New Japan realm, but we'll see if it does any better going forward. As I stated before, the New Japan Cup in the USA is going to start on the New Japan Strong shows, which are going to debut on August 7th on New Japan World. There is a bracket that has been set up for the New Japan Cup in the USA tournament. The left side of the bracket has Carl Fredericks versus Kenta, Jeff Cobb versus Tongaloa, and the right side of the bracket has David Finlay versus Chase Owens and Brody King versus Tama Tonga. All 4 of those matches will be represented and shown on the August 7th show of New Japan Strong, and that will run, I think, for about 3 to 4 weeks. It'll take 3 weeks for them to get to the finals of the New Japan Cup in the USA at least. And these shows will air on New Japan World at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, taking the place of Lions Break Collision on New Japan World. Then we are here to talk about the other tournament that was put into place because they had to circle the wagons once Hiromu Takahashi went down with the shoulder injury. They had to have something during the Summer Struggle shows in order to keep the fans locked in and excited to watch. So we've got a new Never 6-Man Tag Team Championship tournament that'll be taking place starting tomorrow, August 6th. And I'm going to run down the lineup of this show, right? So the first match is going to be one of the New Japan dads, Yuji Nagata versus Young Lion Gabriel Kidd, who's been spitting that hot fire lately. So we'll see. That match will probably last about 10 minutes, and Yuji Nagata is gonna win. But it's gonna let us know how much more hot fire Gabriel Kidd's gonna be spitting. Then we have a special tag match, which features Master Wato, the Way of the Grand Master, and the former IWGP Heavyweight Champion Hiroshi Tenzan as a tag team versus Ryusuke Taguchi and the returning Yota Tsuji, the Young Lion. Then the third match of the night is where the never open weight 6-man tag team tournament begins. We have the New Japan Dads. We have Togi Makabe, Kanma, and Satoshi Kojima versus members of Chaos, Hiroki Goto, Tomohiro Ishii, and Yoshihashi. That'll be the first match in the tournament. And then we have the second match in the 6-man tag tournaments. We have the Golden Aces, the ace himself, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Kota Ibushi, along with Young Lion Yuya Uemura versus members of Suzuki-gun, the Dangerous Tekkers, Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr., along with their whiskey-wielding brethren, Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Then we have the fourth match of the night. We have Le Bullet Club, Yujiro Takahashi, Gedo, and Jado versus members of Chaos, Kazuchika Okada, Toru Yano, and that arrow-slinging son-of-a-bitch Show. Who's going to win that match, y'all? Then we have the main event of the night. The main event is going to have members of Suzuki-gun, Dookie, El Desperado, and Minoru Suzuki going up against members of Los Ingobernables de Japón, Sanada, Shingo Takagi, and Bushi. That is the show for August 6th, tomorrow night, kicking off the Never Openweight 6-man championship tournament. So y'all, I wanted to bring you all this news just so that you were aware of what's going on in the world of New Japan Pro Wrestling and how everything is coming about. Hopefully you guys will tune in. I'll have those review shows for you for the Summer Struggle shows over the weekend. Hopefully, I just wanted to have some sort of news brief or update for you guys, for being cool and waiting out and just continuing to be wrestling fans and giving us content to review and go over and interact with you guys with. So, as always, folks, this has been your good brother J News. I want to wish you well. Be good. Take care of one another. Stay safe out there. And as I stated before, stay wrestling fans, yo. This has been your good brother J News. I'm out. Peace.